Welcome to pattern making class. This is Annette Julie, and we are working on a trouser draft. This is step number 4. We have already done many steps, so please see the videos prior to this. And what we're working on right now, what's very exciting, we've done a lot of the waist, crotch extensions, and now we're going to do the waist development up at the very top by folding all the darts. And we're going to go up and down at the center back and the center front. So in the center front, let's go down 1/4 of an inch. And in the center back, but we've gone over 3/4, we're going to go up 1/4 of an inch. And this is going to help us to develop our waistline. I'm going to connect that line there. I had done it in pencil, but I want to confirm. I'm up 1/4. I'm in 3/4. I went to X in the last step. And now we're ready to develop that waist. So, you're going to learn a little origami here because it's a lot of folding. Go ahead and fold at the bottom of your dart tips in the front. And then go ahead and fold at the bottom of your dart tips in the back. And we're only dealing with the waist right now, so just sort of, loosely fold that paper underneath there for a moment. Okay, grab yourself some tape and go ahead and stick it on the back of your hand. And let's make it tape that if you remove it, it's not going to rip the pattern apart. Okay, so grab a few pieces of tape. And we're working on the front right now, and we fold it at the bottom of the darts. And I'm going to pick up the first dart leg, and I'm going to crease it, fold it on top of the other dart leg, flatten everything down, take a piece of tape off my hand, and tape it. I'm going to take the second dart, pick up the dart leg closest to me, which is the one closest to the center front. I'm going to crease it, pick it up, place it on top of the next dart leg, and tape it. Now I'm going to go to the back. These are folded at a different level, so it feels a little bit awkward, but it still works perfectly fine. We're going to take the dart leg that is closest to our center back. We're going to crease it down to the tip. We're going to pick it up and place it on the other dart leg. We're going to flatten all that paper down. Take a piece of tape off the back of my hand. There you go. Let's take the next dart leg and the next dart, the one that's closest to the center back. We're creasing it and laying it down flat. There you go. And taping it. Oh, that tape was a little messed up. Let's flatten that out. There we go. Flattening. Now we can actually see our whole waist at one time. Yes, it's upside down, but when you draw it now, this can really help you to draw something that's continuous and is nice and smooth. So here's what our back waist looks like. We actually go up beyond the waistline because we went up that 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to go something like this. I'm going to use my pencil and check it out first. Down to that straight line. And I'm going to flip that over. And just blend it right there. It looks like it's going up maybe a little 1/16 of an inch there. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that so far. Now, I'm going to come over to the front. This has dropped down. I'm starting below that waistline. And I'm going to start out straight, then we're going to curve up. And I'm going to try to get above that waistline, and let's draw the rest of that waist. It looks pretty good. Awesome. Then we have the full waist. Now, in order for us to see what's happening with the dart legs underneath, you can use a tracing wheel, or you can just fold your paper. So my tracing wheel's over there, and I'm not going to even bother to go get it. I'm just going to fold the bottom of the paper, and right where that waist is, I'm folding it. And over here where this waist is, folding that, and where that waist is, folding it. So let's see how that works. I folded right on the waist. Let's remove the first dart. I'm going to take that tape off. Yeah, I can see that fold line very nicely. So let me go ahead and capture those lines. And let me go ahead and capture the next set of lines. And that's what our back waist is looking like. Let's undo the tape in the front waist. And if your tape isn't peeling off, you can just take your scissors and slit it. Now we're going to go ahead and draw those waistlines in. Now we can see the pencil line that goes below and blends back up to here, and then here, blending up above and coming up to the center back. That is our waistline. I also have drawn the hips in, and when I walk the hips later, if they're a different length, I can still bring up maybe the back hip by about 1/8. Now we're going to work on putting our grain lines in. So let's go ahead and take our whole pant, now that we've finished the waist, and let's fold it on our side seam grain line. Lightly crease it. And lightly creasing and unfolding it on the full grain line on the side seam. Okay, that looks good. Let's start on the front here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our grain line in. And we're going to find it by measuring from our side seam, there we go, to the crotch extension, which it looks like I have 12.5 inches. Okay, I'm dividing that in half, which is 6 1/4. There's my 6 1/4, but that's not my grain line. I need to go 1 more 1/4 inch towards the crotch. So you go from side seam to crotch, divide it in half, and go a 1/4 inch towards your crotch. So from my side seam now, I'm 6 1/2 inches away. Let's go ahead and draw our grain line in ink. This is going to be our new grain line. There's our front grain line. Let's draw some arrows on it so we know it's the grain line. Now, down here at the bottom for our leg opening, you have a choice of how wide to make it. From the grain line, I'm going to go out 4 inches and 4 inches. You can make that wider or narrower. Now, still working on the front. At the crotch extension, mark in 1/2 inch. Draw a straight line from your ankle leg opening all the way to the 1/2 inch in mark. Then take a hip curve and blend that from the real extension point out and bring it back to that line. From the hip level in the front, bring this down to the leg opening. And that's our front. Let's flip this over and look at the back. We're going to go ahead and determine where our grain line is. We're going to measure from the crotch over to the side seam, which I have 15 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go out 7 7/8, and then another 1/4 towards my crotch. So that's 8 1/4 from the side seam. Now I'm going to square that line up and down. And this is going to be my new back grain line. Now, our back leg opening can also be your choice, but if you went out 4 in the front, you need to go out 4 1/2 in the back. So from that grain line, I'm marking out 4 1/2 inches, and I'm doing that on both sides. Now, at the crotch, in the back, the crotch extension, go in 1/2 inch, just like we did in the front. And take your ruler. Go ahead and connect your leg opening to the mark that's in 1/2 inch. Now, take your hip curve and from the real extension point, blend that line out to that inseam. Now we're going to draw from our hip down to our leg opening. Let's draw our arrows on our back grain line. I'm going to open this up and take a look at it. And this is our pant draft. I have a few more things to show you in the next video for finishing this up, but this is basically the draft. And this is Annette Jouy. I'll see you in the next video.